Hey guys, I have about 30 minutes before my next meeting and I'm here to tell you a story. Natalia, do you do speaking clubs? Do you have a speaking club that I can join? I feel that my English has become rusty, I don't use it anymore. I get requests from many people who say that they haven't spoken English for 3 years or 2 years, but now they want to go back to work or speak better English for whatever reason. People ask me, do you have a speaking club? They think that a speaking club is the solution. And my answer is no, I don't do speaking clubs. The reason I don't do speaking clubs is that I do not believe that they help you improve your English skills. They can help you with 2 other things. Let's explore the reasons why people join speaking clubs and why they think that can be a good idea. If you find yourself in a situation where you haven't spoken English for a long time and you feel that you've forgotten words, it's gotten harder for you to come up with the right words, or your English has become rusty, you just want to talk to people and you want people to confirm that you haven't lost it all. That's what you're craving. If you're an intermediate level English student, you might feel that your reading skills are very good, your writing skills are getting better, your listening skills are improving, but your speaking skills are still really poor and you can't express yourself clearly. So you think it's a good idea and it's the right solution to join a speaking club where you can talk to other people every week or even twice a week and get help with your speaking skills. I do not know any person who has dramatically improved their speaking skills and their thinking skills and the way they express themselves in foreign language because they attended a speaking club once a week or even twice a week. If you know this person, let me know. Mention them in the comments. I don't know even one person who got something out of this method or out of this opportunity. And here is why. Again, if you feel that you need feedback from people, you need people to confirm that your English skills are still there, it means you have a fear of speaking. You have developed maybe a fear of making mistakes in the presence of other people, or maybe you just dread speaking opportunities. Maybe you're afraid of making mistakes. Maybe you're afraid of being judged. Maybe you're afraid of making a fool of yourself. We don't know, but it's definitely fear. Fear of speaking. A speaking club can help you overcome that fear. This is where a speaking club is a great idea. You're going to go home feeling that you were heard. You will feel understood. You will find it great to connect with all these people. And you will see that people are really trying to understand you. People are really listening to what you have to say, even though you're struggling to express yourself, even though it's not really easy for you to say what you mean to say. But you will get this feeling from people that they want to listen to you, they want to understand you. If this is your goal, then joining a speaking club is a good idea. But if your goal is to speak better, not just to speak, but to speak better, then I'm not sure a speaking club is a good idea. Let me explain. I work with a lot of people who already live in an English-speaking country. They have plenty of speaking opportunities. They go to a supermarket, everybody speaks English there. They take their children to school, they can talk to parents there. They need to rent an apartment, they have to speak on the phone, they have to speak at work every day. They have plenty of speaking opportunities, but they still complain about their speaking skills and they still say that my speaking skills need work. I need to improve because it's so difficult for me to articulate my ideas and to express who I am, to express my authentic self, and to explain my ideas with confidence. These people live in the UK, in Australia, in the United States. Everywhere they go is a speaking club. So why do these people want to join a speaking club? Maybe they have this conviction that joining a club of other learners can help them improve. So if your goal is just to speak and to overcome your fear of speaking, go join a speaking club. It will help. If your goal is to speak better, a speaking club will not help. Will not. I'm just going to be very honest with you. Let me tell you a story. It's a true story that happened to me when I was still in school. So maybe I was 13 or 14. I was very lucky to have American Peace Corps volunteers in my hometown. And they worked as English teachers. They organized a lot of extracurricular activities for us. And they organized speaking clubs and movie clubs and theater clubs. Of course, I attended all of them. And I remember attending a movie club where we watched a movie and then we discussed the movie. We spoke a lot. It was a movie club / speaking club. It was great to find new friends there. So again, if your goal is to find new friends, go join a speaking club. But I remember that I felt stuck. Yes, it was great to watch a movie with all these people, even though I didn't really understand what was going on. There were no subtitles. I was sitting there in front of a TV screen looking at everyone. Are you guys understanding this? Like, am I the only one? I was just sitting there waiting for the dubbed version to come, waiting for someone to translate the movie for me. But I enjoyed the company. I was still a kid. Those native speakers, they were Americans. They tried to get us to speak. They did a very good job. But after maybe a fourth or a fifth or a sixth meeting, I realized that I'm not progressing. I realized that nothing is changing. Yes, it's fun to watch a movie together, but then this should be my goal. I need to be very clear about what I'm doing here. I'm coming here every week to watch a movie with other people. That's it. I don't understand the movie. Let's be honest. My listening skills are not improving. Every time I went there, I didn't understand the movie. I actually needed to improve my speaking skills because my parents were preparing me mentally for an opportunity to spend a summer in the United States or to do an exchange program in the US. And I had this idea in my mind that I need to do very well on a TOEFL test, and then I had to take some sort of exam, and if you pass, they consider your application. I really needed English back then, and I didn't see a way for me to improve my English during those meetings. The reason my English skills did not improve is that nobody gave me feedback. First of all, we have to understand a speaking club is a lot of people, and I'm talking about an offline meeting. It was not online. We met in person in a real room and we were maybe 30 people, well, between 10 and 30 people. They simply did not have time to give feedback to every participant. When you join an online speaking club today, you can be in a Zoom call with 100 of different people from all over the world. And of course, nobody is going to give feedback to every participant. And if you do not receive feedback, you're not learning. If you're not learning, you're not changing the way you're saying it. What those native speakers would do when I attended those meetings, they would go like, that's what you're trying to say. Okay, I got it. Don't worry. I understand what you're saying. Don't worry, I get it. They would do everything they could to make me feel less nervous, but they would not help me correct myself. I gave them a bunch of words and they would tell me, don't worry, I understand. So they would not ask me to repeat. They would not explain to me how I can say this better. And I needed that. Because again, I was very serious about my TOEFL exam back then. I felt frustrated. I didn't know what to do. Because on the one hand, I was in the best place I could be, in my hometown. I was in one room with 5 Americans. Like, where is a better place to learn English, right? For a teenager. On the other hand, I was not progressing. Nothing was changing. I was there, but I didn't know what to do. No one helped me to speak better, and I felt completely lost. I felt that every meeting at that speaking club was pointless. I didn't understand the movie. I didn't speak better. Every single time, I had the same experience. So if you want to have fun, if you want to find friends, if you want to overcome your fear of speaking, go. That's a great opportunity. If you want to improve your speaking skills, find somebody who can give you feedback. I can't even explain to you how it felt because this memory is so vivid, but rather than remembering events or people, I remember how it clicked in my head. It's something that happened in here. It's not something that happened externally. It clicked when I realized that I'm simply wasting my time here. And I'm never going to improve my speaking skills if I continue attending these movie clubs. What would be a better option if you really want to speak better, if you want to learn to improve? your ability to express your ideas and your authentic self. Consider joining a professional community. Consider joining a storytelling community where you don't just hang out with other native speakers, but you actually have to do something together. Maybe you want to exchange professional expertise, where you have to explain something to other people and it's important for you that they understand it. Or join a storytelling community where native speakers need to understand your story. It means you have to do something to be understood, because communication is not what you intend to say. Communication is what's heard. Of course, everybody will do their best to make you feel good, to make you feel less insecure. Don't worry, we understand what you're trying to say. Your English is perfect. You're trying hard. You're doing a very good job. But I'm not a child anymore. And I want you to understand the concept of owning your learning process. If you want to own your learning process, you need to understand what works for you and what doesn't work for you. If your goal is to speak better, find a community of people who can give you high quality feedback. We learn from other people. There's no other way to learn. But in order to be able to learn from other people, you need to know how to learn. You can be sitting in one room with a bunch of people who speak about something that you're interested in as well, and you can learn how you can express your ideas from their conversation. They might be using the words and the phrases that you need. They might be using the intonations that you never know how to deliver. They might be giving examples that you have never thought of. You can be learning from these people, but you need to have developed the skill of being very attentive to other people. On the one hand, they say just spend enough quality time with people and you're going to learn from them, even though you don't have to explicitly learn from them. You don't have to sit in front of them and say, teach me. You will learn naturally. If you spend a few months with me in one house, I think you're also going to learn a thing or two about discipline. Trust me. Just by watching me, just by, living under one roof with me. At the same time, you need to be able to learn, because you can be with another person and be disconnected from them at the same time. You can be with one person, but you can be very aloof and not present. You can be in your own world, in your own bubble. If you're not able to pay attention to what's going on, and if you're not able to learn, no change is going to happen. All learning must create a change. If you have learned a skill, you can do it. If you have been attending a speaking club for 3, 6, 12 months and you haven't seen astonishing results, I want you to revisit your goals and your methods. Maybe you're doing something wrong. That's my message for you. A speaking club is not always the best idea when you want to improve your speaking skills. Find people who can give you quality feedback. And that's actually the reason why I started my community and the purpose of having this community. It's where you learn and you get feedback from people, because everybody wants to improve. And there's one final thought. I heard it from a student, actually. I have a student and we've been working together for over a year. He's working with me and with another native speaking coach that I found for him so that he can practice talking about everyday stuff. He says, I feel a lot more confident with Michael than with you, because Michael never corrects him. Michael treats him more like, oh, don't worry, you're doing a good job. I can understand you. Don't worry, I get it. You don't have to say more. You don't have to complete your sentences. I get it. I'm not blaming Michael for it. It's just how it is. And my student says, I feel so comfortable. I mean, it feels so good. I feel so confident about my English skills because everything I say, Michael understands. But when I speak with you, you bring my attention to all the things that I need to correct. But that's why we're having our sessions, right? That's the reason you're working with me, because you do want to correct all these things. Let's talk about confidence here a little bit. On the one hand, when you attend those speaking club meetings, you can feel very confident. And they can be the source of your confidence, because you might feel very insecure at work, but when you go there, everybody loves you, everybody understands you, nobody questions what you're saying. But you never really know if they really understand you or they pretend to understand you, because you never discuss anything complex during those meetings. Never. A speaking club is a place where you discuss a movie, you have a casual conversation, you order drinks with people, right? You talk about your weekend, even though it's tough to talk about your weekend, but it's not like you're trying to explain to them how you feel about a situation. You would never try to resolve a conflict during a speaking club. You would never try to articulate how somebody's behavior made you feel and why. There would just be no room for this during a speaking club meeting. For example, there would be no room to learn to articulate your boundaries in the English language, or to explain what you're seeking professionally or what competences you would like to gain. A speaking club is not designed for that. That's why you can feel very confident. Let's pretend that there are two kinds of people. One category says, I feel so confident when I join those meetings. And another category, which I think I belong to, they say, I feel stuck. That's how I felt. I didn't feel confident because on the one hand, yes, they understand me every single time I speak. But every single time I join these meetings online, I feel exactly as stuck as I felt before. I still can't express what I want to express. I still can't explain my idea very clearly. I still struggle with the same thing. Yes, they understand me, at least they say so, but I still feel the same way. And this feeling is not going to go away unless you start working with high quality feedback. Unless you start joining meetings where they either give you feedback that you're not being clear, or they challenge you to explain something that matters for every member of this community. Maybe it's a professional community, maybe it's a storytelling community, but you need somebody who will challenge you. And you need somebody who will give you feedback. Ideally, you find both. So that's my message for you. I have to go to my next meeting. Thank you very much for listening and for watching. Yes, remember to own your learning process. To answer one question that I have here, did you have a personal teacher or you learned yourself? I'm self-taught, but I've had many teachers. As I said, when you know how to learn, everything in existence becomes your teacher. You don't need one coach, one teacher, and that's what I teach. You don't want to learn from one teacher. You want to learn from all the native speakers who speak English from birth. You want to learn from native speakers who are educated, and you want to learn from them. You genuinely want to learn from these people because you like the way they speak. So no, I never learned from one teacher, and I don't encourage anyone to learn from just one teacher.